In a world where all crime is legal for 12 hours, they thought they were safe, protected by neighbors. The truth is, you're ours. What happens when your saviors become your hunters? The day begins like many others for James Sandin, a successful salesman in the security business. He confirms a final system check with a client, Mr. Falk, reassuring him, "You are going to be locked in tight tonight." Back at the office, his assistant Susan delivers the good news. "You're number one, Mr. Sandin. You came out on top." James, though pleased, shares the credit, calling it a team win. This success is intrinsically linked to the looming event, the annual purge. As James drives home, radio talk shows buzz with citizens discussing their purge plans. Some plan to lock down, while others, like Pete from Northern Virginia, ominously declare intentions to hunt down bosses. The commentary highlights the growing participation and the brutal nature of the night. American streets will be running red tonight when people release the beast in record numbers. James encounters his neighbor, Mr. Callie, ensuring his system, sold by James himself, is functional. Neighbors exchange pleasantries and warnings. "You have a safe night, Mr. Sandin." Blue baptisia flowers, symbols of purge support, are mentioned as essential displays. James arrives home, announcing his return to his wife Mary, who is preparing dinner. The house is large, comfortable, a testament to James's recent success. Success fueled by the very event they are preparing to shield themselves from. Mary mentions their daughter Zoe is upset about her older boyfriend Henry, whom James disapproves of. James dismisses it, confident she'll get over it, eager to share his good news about work at dinner. Meanwhile, their son, Charlie, watches a commentator justifying the purge, arguing that denying humanity's inherent violence is the real problem. The purge, the commentator claims, provides countrywide catharsis and psychological stability. Elsewhere in the house, Zoe is secretly meeting with Henry. He tries to establish a unique way of saying "I love you" with a growl, but the moment is cut short by James's arrival home. Henry must leave quickly before lockdown commences. As he departs, they see armed neighbors preparing for the night. Mary has an awkward encounter with her neighbor, Grace Farron, who arrives bearing gift cookies. Grace comments pointedly on the Sandins' new home addition, funded, she implies, by James selling security systems to the entire neighborhood. "You know, some people are actually saying this neighborhood paid for that new addition on your home," Grace remarks, thinly veiling resentment beneath neighborhood gossip. Mary, unsettled, accepts the cookies and they exchange tense, safe night wishes. Inside, Mary finds Charlie engrossed with his remote-controlled camera bot, Timmy, which he's upgraded with night vision and a quieter motor. He seems troubled by the impending purge, but Mary tries to reassure him, reminding him of the good the purge does. Dinner is a strained affair. Charlie checks his vitals, noting a slight heart rate deviation. Zoe is sullen, barely participating. James presses her about piano practice before proudly announcing his division's top sales figures for security systems. Charlie shares his school day, including writing a disturbing story about a man cutting out his own heart, which prompts a crude joke from Zoe about penises, leading to parental reprimands. The tension is palpable as the clock ticks closer to lockdown. As the family initiates the lockdown sequence, securing heavy metal shutters over doors and windows, they observe their neighbors through security monitors. Some, like Mr. Sabian and Mr. Barbero, are heading out to hunt, while the Farrons, despite Grace's earlier denial, appear to be hosting a party. James expresses relief they weren't invited. With the house sealed, the emergency broadcast system announces the commencement of the 12-hour annual purge. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all. James attempts to comfort his children, emphasizing their safety due to their expensive security system. Zoe retreats to her room, preferring to be miserable alone. Charlie questions why his parents don't purge. James explains they don't feel the need, but justifies the purge as a necessary release for societal hatred and violence, crediting it with saving the country from poverty and crime. He goes off to do paperwork, planning a movie night later. Unbeknownst to James, Henry hasn't left. He confronts Zoe in her room, revealing he didn't come just to see her, but to confront her father about their relationship. He believes James cannot forbid them from seeing each other and intends to talk to him man to man. Zoe is terrified, knowing her father's reaction will be explosive. Meanwhile, Charlie, unable to settle, watches the security monitors in the control room. He sees news reports discussing purge theories, whether it's about releasing aggression or eliminating the poor to benefit the economy. Suddenly, a desperate man appears on the external cameras, bloodied and terrified. "They're coming after me," They're gonna kill me. Can anyone hear me? Help me! Someone please help me!" He cries, pleading for sanctuary. He bangs on doors, desperate. "I don't want to die. I don't deserve this. Why won't anybody help me?" Moved by the man's plight and horrified that no one is helping, Charlie overrides the system and momentarily drops the barricade, letting the stranger inside just as James enters the control room. Chaos erupts. James demands to know what Charlie has done. Suddenly, Henry bursts in, wielding a pistol, confronting James about Zoe. "Mr. Sandin," he begins, but James, seeing the gun, reacts instantly. He draws his own firearm. Shots are fired. Henry fires wildly, shouting Zoe's name, before James shoots him dead. Mary rushes in, horrified. "James, are you hit?" James confirms he's okay, but worries about Zoe. She seems physically unharmed, but is traumatized. Amid the shock, they realize the stranger Charlie let in is now loose somewhere inside their fortified home. James demands Charlie reveal the man's location, berating him for letting an unknown, potentially dangerous person into their house during the purge. Mary intervenes, reminding James that Henry is dead, Zoe is missing within the house, and they aren't safe. James concedes, and they move cautiously to find Zoe. James leaves Mary and Charlie in a secure spot while he searches for Zoe, aware Henry tried to kill him, but believing Zoe is his priority. Mary finds Zoe hiding, distraught. Zoe confesses she didn't know Henry planned to confront her father or that he had a gun. As Mary tries to comfort her, Charlie urgently calls from the control room. He's seen something on the monitors. Outside, a group of masked, well-dressed young people has gathered. Their apparent leader, a polite but menacing young man in a mask, addresses the house via the external speaker system. "Mr. and Mrs. Sandin, your home tells me you're good, just like us, one of the haves. And your blue flowers tell me that you support the purge." He explains that the man the Sandins are sheltering is their target, a dirty homeless pig who killed one of their group while resisting being purged. He demands the Sandins return the man alive so they may purge as we are entitled. He gives them a deadline until their provisions arrive, tools to breach the house. If they fail to comply, the purgers will release the beast on the target and the Sandins. "We can enter any home we want. Don't force us to hurt you. We don't want to kill our own. Please, just let us purge. Toodle-oo, Sandins." The power cuts as the purgers sever the main line. The monitors switch to backup, but the house is plunged into emergency lighting. Mary frantically asks James if the purgers can get in. James admits uncertainty. "You sell these security systems. What do you mean you don't know?" she cries. James confesses the systems look good and deter casual threats but aren't impenetrable against a determined assault like this. "Things like this are not supposed to happen in our neighborhood," he mutters. Mary retorts, "Well, they are happening, James." Facing the grim reality, James decides their only option is to give the purgers what they want. They will find the stranger and force him outside. "It's him or us, Charlie," he states grimly when his son protests. They begin searching the darkened house. James spots the stranger hiding. The purger leader calls out again, requesting a word. James goes to the front door area, speaking through the reinforced entrance. He tries to explain it was a misunderstanding. His son let the man in, and he fully supports the purge, assuring the leader he sells security systems and respects their right. The leader loses patience, shouting, "Just give us the homeless pig, you fuck," before regaining composure. He warns James that their equipment is arriving soon, and they will get in. "Send out he, or that, will be thee." James promises to retrieve the man. As James prepares, Zoe, hiding in a secret spot, contacts Charlie via walkie-talkie, terrified. The stranger suddenly appears and takes Zoe hostage, holding a gun to her head. He confronts James and Mary, demanding they let him go when the night is over. "You're gonna get us all killed," James warns. The stranger counters, "I don't deserve this either. I am not dying tonight." He forces James to drop his weapon. A struggle ensues. Mary tries to intervene, but the stranger shoves her, causing her to fall and hit her head, knocking her unconscious. James manages to overpower the stranger. With the stranger subdued, James instructs Charlie to help him tie the man up using duct tape and rope. Zoe remains unconscious nearby. As they secure the man to a chair, intending to drag him outside, he struggles violently. James orders Mary, who has regained consciousness, to grab a letter opener from a nearby desk and press it into the stranger's existing wound to subdue him. Mary hesitates, horrified, but James insists. "Do it, Mary! Do it! Press on his wound!" Charlie screams, "Mom, stop!" Mary complies, causing the man to cry out in pain. James forces him into the chair. As they prepare to take him outside, Mary breaks down. "Christ, look at us! Look at this man! Look at what we're doing to him!" she sobs. James urges her to finish the task, but she refuses. It's wrong. It's so wrong. James argues they have no choice, but Mary sees a terrifying change in him, in them. What the hell happened to us, James? She asks, pulling away from his touch. In this moment of crisis, Charlie disappears. Suddenly, external monitors show the purgers attaching heavy chains to the metal window barricades, preparing to rip them off using vehicles. The breach is imminent. Seeing Mary's resolve and the immediate threat, James has a change of heart. He tells Mary, "Maybe you were right." He abandons the plan to sacrifice the stranger. "We're gonna fight," he declares. He gives Charlie, who reappears, a handgun, telling him to hide in the basement and not come out. He hands Mary a shotgun. "This is our home. Our kids live here. Anybody tries to come in, you blast them. You will not hesitate." The Purger leader announces their time is up. "Release the beast, boys. Let the killing commence." The chains pull, tearing the barricades from the windows and doors. The Purgers storm the house. An intense firefight erupts. James and Mary battle desperately, shooting down intruders in the dark hallways. James takes down several Purgers with brutal efficiency. Mary defends another section of the house. Zoe witnesses the violence. Terrified, James finds Charlie, reassures him briefly, then dives back into the fight. He encounters the Purger leader. They struggle fiercely. James gains the upper hand momentarily, but the leader manages to stab him fatally with a large knife. "Your soul has been cleansed, Mr. Sandin. You've purged," the leader says mockingly. "Was his life really worth yours? Your family's? Thank you for this unforgettable purge, Mr. Sandin." He leaves James bleeding out. Mary, Zoe, and Charlie find James just as he dies. Before they can grieve, the remaining Purgers converge on them. One grabs Zoe, remarking on her appearance and claiming her for himself. Just as they are about to be killed, gunshots ring out. Their neighbors, led by Grace Farron, storm in, shooting down the remaining masked Purgers. Mary, Zoe, and Charlie are momentarily relieved, believing they've been rescued. "We saw that you were having some trouble. We decided to help you," Grace says calmly, surveying the carnage. Mary thanks them profusely, but Grace's next words chill them to the bone. "Don't thank us too much, Mary. The truth is, you're ours, not theirs." The neighbor's friendly facade drops, replaced by cold hatred. "James is dead," one neighbor notes. "Mary and the kids will have to do." They reveal their true intention. They came to purge the Sandins themselves, fueled by resentment over their wealth and perceived arrogance. "You made so much money off of us and then you just stuck it in our faces," Grace spits. "You all think you're so damn perfect." They grab Mary and the children, binding their hands with duct tape, preparing to execute them. Mary pleads desperately for her children's lives. "Please, not my children. I can't let you do that." Grace coldly replies, "We have to, Mary. That's what this night is all about. You'll have sacrificed yourselves to make the world a better place." As Grace prepares to strike the first blow, raising a machete, the stranger reappears. He holds the neighbors at gunpoint. "Don't move. Drop your weapons right now. Untie them. Let's go. Right now." The neighbors hesitate. The stranger gives Mary the choice. "Your call." A neighbor pleads, "Just get it over with. Kill us quickly." Charlie urges his mother, "Mom, they were going to kill us." But Mary, looking at the terrified faces of her neighbors, makes a decision. "No," she says firmly, "we are going to play the rest of this night out in motherfucking peace." Does anyone have a problem with that? A tense standoff ensues. Mary forces the neighbors to sit at her dining table, bound, while she, her children, and the stranger wait out the remaining hours of the purge. Grace glares with hatred. One neighbor mutters curses. The stranger keeps watch, gun ready. The atmosphere is thick with fear and animosity, a fragile truce held together only by Mary's refusal to perpetuate the violence. Finally, the siren sounds, signaling the end of the purge at 7 a.m. The ordeal is over. Mary tells the neighbors, "Now get the hell out of my house." They leave silently, defeated but resentful. The stranger prepares to leave as well. Mary asks if he'll be okay. "Good luck," he replies simply, before turning and walking away. Mary, Zoe, and Charlie stand together in their ravaged home, surrounded by destruction and death, processing the night's horror. News reports begin filtering in, broadcast over the lingering emergency systems. Commentators declare it the most successful purge yet. Reports describe bodies littering streets in Los Angeles, executions in tenements, public vigils thanking the dead for their sacrifice, overwhelmed emergency rooms, and a rising stock market boosted by gun and security system sales. One reporter notes, "We have 364 long days until the next purge." A man on the news laments losing his sons, concluding, "I was a proud American. Not anymore." This country has taken everything from me. The Sandin family is left physically alive but forever scarred, facing a future in the nation reborn that nearly destroyed them.